Hi to everyone watching Headlock. I'm WWE Superstar Charlotte Flair. And remember, always do it with flair. Woo!
Headlock, der Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Hello, welcome to Headlock, the Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Olaf Deich, I'm your host, and today we got ourselves a very special guest, WWE Superstar Charlotte. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
This is amazing to have you here, of course. You're here because of WWE 2K19. Your father, Ric Flair, is part of the Woo edition. He's a big cover star. What I'm always thinking about is, do you feel the pressure of this name, like on your shoulders at times?
Every day.
Okay.
It's a non-stop pressure, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay. Did you feel that the acceptance for women's wrestling has changed over the last couple of years? We have this women's revolution, which has been part of the WWE program. How did you feel the acceptance of the fans change?
I think the acceptance has always been there.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the acceptance of us or the fans accepting us is really what I think has changed the course of women's wrestling, because if you look at the Give Divas a Chance hashtag, if it wasn't for the fans wanting more for us, I don't know if the company would have ever, changed its course and given us more storylines, and we wouldn't be where we are today. But they do believe in us, and look at the first ever all women's pay-per-view. Who would have ever thought? So thanks to the fans, believing in us, what was the word that you had said? Acceptance. Yeah. That's why we're here today.
And it's not only in WWE, it's also all over the world. Like, women's wrestling is like really huge, and every promotion I know is trying to get women's wrestling bigger and even more famous there. How do you feel about that? It's still called women's wrestling. Wouldn't it be nice if it's just be called wrestling? Because at the end it's the same.
I don't really get into the nitpicky. Like, we're women.
Yeah.
It's women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And to me that sounds, I'm a female. I'm a woman wrestler. Like, that, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like, I have no problem. Wrestling is wrestling, but men's wrestling, women's wrestling. That's when you get to, like, why be critical of something that no one ever would think about?
True. Yeah. So basically, a lot of our listeners always ask us, when will there be finally all-female main event at WrestleMania? And we were always saying, to be honest, if there's one thing I could think of, it would be Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey next year at WrestleMania 35. So what do you think about that?
I think that sounds pretty awesome. That sounds amazing. We've got a long time before WrestleMania 35, and obviously she's the one woman that I haven't faced yet. So I think us coming head to head would definitely be a WrestleMania moment.
Yeah. Speaking of the game, of course, WWE 2K19. What kind of dream match would you put together? You said, like, Ronda Rousey, you haven't faced her before, but there are also some other ladies in there, like Alundra Blaze, of course, Lita we got there. Who are your favorites there?
Oh, I would love to face Lita.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Why is it so? What makes her
because
special?
she was a mentor.
Yeah.
When I first started on the main roster,
Yeah.
she was working behind the scenes, and she almost walked me through every step leading into WrestleMania 32. So to have that opportunity to be in the ring with her, knowing that she was such a huge part of my development, I think you always wonder what it would be like to face your mentor, right?
Yeah, of course. And if it's okay for you, I'd play a little name game with you. So I just drop in some names, and funny thing is that Lita was actually on my list. So you already answered that. Shayna Baszler.
4 Horsewoman. I'd love to face her.
Gonna be a good one as well, I think.
Yes.
Trish Stratus.
I'm tied. Maybe she wants to break the tie. Maybe she wants to break the.
Oh, we'll see.
To see.
Ronda Rousey.
I'll get to her leg before she gets to my arm.
And of course, Ric Flair.
Proud daughter.
That's a very nice way to finish this interview.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time, and
yes,
of course
sir.
for all your great matches you're putting on in WWE, and I wish you just the best of luck for the future.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Headlock, der Pro Wrestling Podcast.